Bad Ben. There's no Bad Ben gifts on here. This movie is sorry. This movie's so popular,
How's there no GIF? What?
right? I have to go to my cameras. No, there we go. Camera's all goofy. I don't know how there's no GIF. I could have swore there would have been a GIF.
Yeah, like crazy, really weird.
Anyway, so we're here. I mean,
Hello.
we're here and we're queer and we're talking about Bad Ben, but we're just here and talking about Bad Ben mostly, and found footage films. So
This movie is very funny.
I don't know if it's necessarily intentionally funny, but yeah, it is very funny. Bad Ben GIF. You gonna give me a GIF, maybe? Oh, is
I'm sure there are a bunch of
There's
clips
one.
on YouTube. I would be shocked if there weren't clips on YouTube. It's gotta be.
I see footage from Steelmanville Road, but no, there's only one GIF.
Holy shit!
Right?
So, this is a found footage movie, and it was made entirely by one guy. I feel like I'm too loud on your end.
Oh, I am too loud on your end. I gotta turn you down.
No, yeah, I'm
something?
too loud.
Talk. You're hiccuped. Didn't even talk. Say something.
Something.
Yeah, I gotta bring it down a little bit. Okay, you should be better now. Sorry about that. I hadn't changed the levels from when I was hanging out with Tess. She's very quiet. All right, so yes, about Bad Ben. So, Bad Ben's about a guy who bought a house wants to sell and flip to make money, and unfortunately, it's fucking haunted apparently.
Yes. Wow. What a shocker. And also, just the greatest story ever told. Completely original. But anyways.
The whole movie is from his cell phone and from the security cameras put up around the house. And it's I think it's actually an achievement for one person to do, considering there's probably got help maybe for 2 scenes.
That's the thing about this movie that is, as I've seen certain people online say, it's endearing because you see this guy who literally just basically decided he was going to make a freaking movie one day. It's like, okay, that's pretty impressive.
So what I heard, and it's all, I have no idea which fact or fiction. I didn't go look. And I like the idea of found footage being kind of shrouded in a bit of a mystique. But I heard that he lived in that house with his alien mother until she passed, and wrote a story about it. Alien, as in sickly.
Oh, I thought you said alien. I was like, what?
His alien mother and then like he got this film set up, and then no one like responded to his casting call, I guess, or didn't show up, and so he just said fuck it and filmed his own movie, and it's all unscripted. He just probably knew the ending. That's probably about it. It's like Wrestler, the beginning and the ending, and figured it out in the way. And my absolutely positively favorite part is whenever he's confronted with actual proof of supernatural existence of ghosts. His response is though, God damn it!
Yes. He doesn't get scared. He gets angry, really angry.
He's like wrestling with a chair, and like the chair goes shooting out his hand. He goes, knock it off, God damn it!
Yeah, and then he just like pulls the chair back, and the chair goes forward again. He's like back, like he just can't.
It's just like, what the fuck?
He doesn't seem to give a damn about the fact that there's a ghost, some otherworldly presence that, like, if there were any actual evidence of this in the world, the person who provided that evidence could make a lot of money. And this guy's obsessed with making money for some reason.
But not that way, apparently.
Yeah, so it's like, you could use this, but apparently you don't want to. Apparently you don't realize that there's potentially money to be made there, and you're literally just sitting there just pissed off because you want to sell this house, and you think, I can't sell a haunted house, and so you're just fighting a ghost. You're not scared of the ghost. You immediately acknowledge ghosts exist, and you're like,
You just want to leave.
fuck the ghosts.
Get out of my house, ghosts. Like, oh, I wish that worked that way.
Yeah, he does too.
I'm wondering if Steel Anvil Road is his intended film that he wanted to do to begin with.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with anything,
Because
but
what happens is a couple moves into that very same house. He's managed to sell it to this couple, and now they get to experience supernatural shit.
Oh, nice.
So that's the premise.
What I was going to say is,
sorry,
I'm sure it has nothing to do with anything, but the name Steelmanville Road, which is like this is the road that the house is on in the first movie. What's interesting to me about that name is that the term steelman. Are you familiar with that term?
Nope.
It's like a political term for. It's the opposite of a straw man argument. It's just like strengthen an argument, so to speak.
Oh, it's like a fake person you make up to represent a positive argument, basically, or a positive argument. Okay, I get that.
So
very useful in arguments.
It's just interesting. I'm sure it has nothing to do with anything. It's just like interesting that the road would be called Steelmanville Road or whatever. Like,
my stream might go a little fucky when my monitor turns on.
What are you doing?
Everything gets drugged to the other screen, so you might disappear. Come on!
There we go.
Turn the fuck on. Thank you. Jeez, it takes so fucking long to respond.
I can see myself. Is everything okay?
Oh, Jesus, everything's on fire. Why?
Oh, good.
All right, anyway, we got it fixed. I fixed it. We're good now. Stop clicking on that.
So, is Bad Ben a good movie? It's not bad.
Well, we know for a fact that we're like good and bad's obviously your own
subjective.
Decision. Right. So, is it a well-made film considering the budget, the story, the actors or lack thereof, the editing? I would say yeah. I think this guy. I'm actually envious this guy pulled off a solo ghost movie by himself, wandering half the movie around in his underwear. By the way.
And is it an entertaining film?
Oh my god!
Absolutely.
I fucking died. Oh.
I want to watch the next few movies in this series.
We decided we're watching like one or two a week probably.
To be clear here, for those who aren't aware, there are like how many? 7, 8 movies?
8 movies in the making of the first 3.
There are 8 movies in this franchise that probably nobody has ever heard of, or at least very few people. And what was it made like and released directly to Amazon Prime?
It was, yeah, he put it up on Amazon Prime because no one wanted it. And so now he's made millions of dollars off it, apparently. Because how often it's been streamed. Someone told me 25 million. I don't know. I would see him easily making $1 million off the streaming. Because there's a lot of hype. And hi, Megan! Megan's the reason why we watched the movie.
Nice.
Because I read the review and I was like, her review, and I was like, oh.
It's like,
right.
We're not saying this is high art. We're saying this is low art and great entertaining.
Don't be sorry, Megan. It's amazing. I love it so far. I'm going to watch the rest.
I just love that.
There's no way they can live up to the hype.
I think what makes me enjoy it even more is that I have watched a lot of these stupid videos on YouTube of people like faking ghostly events, haunted events or whatever. And I am instantly reminded of real people who actually exist, who believe in this kind of stuff. Not that I don't necessarily believe in ghosts or that I think it's impossible that they would exist, but just that like the kind of people who get into this kind of stuff and then try to like fake evidence to prove their belief on camera. He kind of reminds me in some ways of those people, the main character of Bad Ben. And it's really just the way he acts that's kind of a reminder. Not to say they all get angry at the ghosts or anything. Some of them do. Some of them actually do. But more just to say that, like, this nonchalant behavior of, I'm just going to go to this place that I know is haunted and do all this crap and see what happens, like that very much is something that a lot of these people who make these YouTube videos do. So it's actually in some strange way like appealing just as something that you might actually expect to see on YouTube,
In a way, it's commentary, in a way.
Yeah.
On that kind of thing. But, like, it's also, just as a piece of, like, solo-made art, there's just, look, I always come on and on about how auteur theory is bullshit, but guess what? He had no one telling him what to do. He made his own fucking movie. He's the only actor in it. This guy's a real auteur. He does everything himself. I always say you have to do everything if you want to be a real auteur. This guy's a real auteur, whether you agree with his vision or not. Michael Bach, a true auteur. Just him and his phone. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we should have Megan on. She's seen all the episodes, all the movies. We should have her on for the last bit when we're done watching them all.
It is quite entertaining. I'm sure the remaining films will either be a little bit better or a little bit worse, or a lot of bit better and a lot of bit worse. But I'm just expecting some to be not as good.
I can't
not
imagine any of them are going to be as good as the first.
Could be.
I just don't. I can't. So I don't like to have expectations, but my expectations in this case are very low. I have a very low expectation of what to expect from this solo filmmaker who's finally got 2 actors to do a movie with.
Yeah.
Like, one of the big tells for a lot of indie films is bad acting. And one of the big tells for bad paranormal footage or evidence, really bad acting. I watched this one guy do this whole, like, elaborate thing, but the big tell was he was just acting. It wasn't the real emotions.
Yeah. A lot of videos like that online, actually, sadly. But I like movies like this specifically because it really makes you feel like, oh, I could make a movie too. All I have to do is open my fucking phone and start making a movie,
I mean, you can.
There's more effort, obviously, that this guy and anybody else would put into making a movie. But just to know that, if you really wanted to, you could just start making a movie. And this guy did it, and he's got his movies all on Amazon, and they're at least being advertised to me. I know that much because I didn't know they existed until I was scrolling through Amazon, and I was literally being suggested those to watch. So
I mean, that looks. I scrolled. It's been suggested to me too because we've watched more than one found footage film, obviously, on Amazon. But I mean, like,
I think it's more just we've watched horror movies.
There's also just like hours and hours of content here on YouTube. I've seen. Look, hold on. I gotta look at this. Look, they're making meme videos with his fucking face and shit, and like this one
God
guy.
Damn it!
God damn it! Oh God, I love it. I love it so much. But no, I have a big soft spot for found footage films ever since, and then kind of so for people who are maybe joining in for the first time, my history of found footage films goes back to Blair Witch Project. I was what? It came out in 98, so I was 16, and I saw the Curse of Blair Witch and the Burkittsville 7 like specials, which are like mockumentaries, and so like for a very short while I thought the Blair Witch was real, but then logic hits you and you're like, oh wait, they're exhibiting this movie, they're not going to show that, they're not going to do that, That'd be police evidence. That would, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be presented like that in any way. It'd be probably presented like a documentary instead. But like
Yeah.
it took for a little while. So like I was immediately enthralled by one, mockumentaries, and two, found footage, and they're both genres that are closely linked to each other.
Yes, they are. They are indeed.
And I say that because the very first found footage film, The Connection, is both a mockumentary and a found footage film. Because the premise of the movie from 1961 is that I think these are jazz musicians who are also drug users, and this director are all working together to make a documentary about them. And they make an agreement that like there will be no interference between the director and the people participating. And I guess some people maybe quote unquote die. They didn't really die obviously because it's acting, but die or have some issues or something, and like so that becomes an issue. And there's an issue about authorship and like document the morals of being a documentarian. And like lots of like this, but it's both. The premise is that this director, who is the director of the movie, is the person who found and edited the footage, from some location. But it's both not. So that's why I say when they're inexorably like linked, they are literally from the same origin point. You know, one can argue that Nanook of the North is also not a real documentary since it is woefully inaccurate. It has lots of made up shit in it.
You got a point. Yeah, I never thought about it like that. But
that one's kind of like a blending hybrid thing, right? Because it's, I don't know.
Because it's funny, like, people don't understand or realize that movie, they literally, like, they shot some footage and then they made up their own story for it. They didn't tell anything true or almost nothing true. They made up
true. Everything about it. The names, the circumstances, all of it. It's just... It's interesting as an early documentary because it's also got a real documentary footage of these people and how they lived, on top of manufactured footage with those people. So like they went and like filmed these people, and then they just like, hey, throw a spear at this, do this or whatever. You know, they had them do things like what they do in reality television. You know, you can't really. That's not actually a documentary. There's a lot of artifice happening there. And Nanook of the North is a lot of artifice, but a lot of documentary too. So that's why it's like it is technically a mockumentary, but like it's more like a narrative film made out of documentary footage. I would feel. I don't know. That's one of those little edge cases where someone said it was. I'm like, yeah, wrong. Yeah, can't really argue with it. It could or could not be. But yeah, wow, it does a random side note into a fucking 1922 documentary. I think it's 1922. Maybe it's 1922.
How many people here even know what that movie is? I mean,
see, now I can't remember the
maybe all of you. I don't know, but
Nanook of the North. I feel bad for not knowing the date. Oh, 1922. Holy shit! My brain worked. 1922. I called that. All right. Anyway,
it's an incredibly racist film, by the way.
Very.
You might want to consider watching it alongside Birth of a Nation.
It's in the Criterion Collection, so I'm relatively sure there are lots of things on that documentary to tell you about the real people, about the movie itself. I mean, you know. Yeah. Nanook of the North and its sequel, Norm of the North.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I feel bad, but.
But what was more offensive? Was it Nanook of the North or the depiction of people in igloos in the movie North?
I think they're about equal since they're basically the same thing.
True. Yeah. But in that one, Kathy Bates plays an Eskimo.
I am aware. Do you know? I mean, we have to watch Stranglers of Bombay at some point, and I'm relatively sure Christopher Lee's in Yellowface in that movie.
Am I remembering correctly? It's only been a few weeks since we last watched that. I remember remembering correctly who it was. Was it that? I'm trying to remember who it was.
Earlier, I watched a movie and I forgot to rate it.
Played the old man, that the grandfather in that Eskimo family. He's that guy who like never died and lived forever, and we
Abe
thought
Vigoda?
was just going to live forever. Abe Vigoda. It was Abe Vigoda.
Fucking Abe Vigoda, yeah.
Absolutely Abe Vigoda.
Then we had a running joke, which started from Movie Gangbang episode where we were watching Good Burger, and that Abe Vigoda is as old as time, and when Abe Vigoda dies, so will time. Time is now meaningless. Just in case you're curious.
Well,
It's
that
funny.
explains everything.
It happened,
honestly.
and then we went into the pandemic. I wasn't wrong. It was prophesized.
It was prophesied.
It was prophesied.
Ugh.
Oh shit. Anyway. So yeah, I watched Lady Hawk earlier. So, have you seen Lady Hawk recently?
No.
Oh boy, the score to that movie does not fit that movie at all. Not bad music. Music's all good, but it's got like this poppy synth music happening, and I'm just like, this is a fantasy medieval film set in a weird reality. It's so weird to have this music happening. But there's also some really beautiful orchestral music also in the middle of it. It's a little bit of guitar too. It's kind of like, it's all over the place musically. I'm not a big fan of the score when it's applied to the movie. I think at music, it's good music, right? But I don't think that the music fits the visuals in the world that they put here. The movie is a much more like I thought we was gonna get like something a little bit more like Tangerine Dreamy, like a little ethereal, because the world's kind of ethereal in that movie. There's definitely a sense that this is not the real world. Not only the fact that there's a person turns into a wolf and a person turns into a hawk, but like everything. And also, what's his face? Oh God, see, I've already forgotten his name. Such terrible memory. I'm gonna look through the page now real quick. Something Kerr, right? Leo McKern. Leo McKern plays this monk. And he is literally the best fucking part of that movie. He's so good. He tells the story about... He plays this drunk... He's a monk with like alcohol. He's an alcoholic monk. And he tells the story about the two people. About the Roger Howard and Michelle Pfeiffer's characters. And the way he fucking tells it is... Oh, it's the best scene in the entire movie. In the movie that's probably about 10 minutes too long... Definitely use some judicious editing and definitely a new score. Even with all that, the movie's a 7 out of 10. Really solid flick. Probably going to pick that up from Warner Archive next time.
Next time? There won't be a next time! You'll have to order it from Amazon.
Yes, but there will be like some sort of sale or deal they do, in which case, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget, we're coming up to the
Sincerely
halfway to
hope so.
Black Friday sale soon.
That's nice. I'll see if I have any money for that. I don't right
That's
now.
what I'm thinking to myself. Like, oh, I probably won't have any money.
It's like, we're coming up on that event. Oh, cool. Maybe if I find some money
I'm basically
somewhere.
gonna pinch pennies for the next month so that, like, when it shows up, I can get a few titles. You know? Like, I just want, like, maybe I can get 2 or 3. You know, I'll be okay with that.
Yep. I don't know.
So yeah, found footage. Sorry, we got sidetracked there. Yeah.
Found footage.
So yeah, we've seen a few. We saw Lake Mungo recently, which is half found footage, half mockumentary. I would say
mostly mockumentary.
It's in the same vein as Poughkeepsie tapes. Good lord, in which it's
yeah.
I mean, it's a documentary around this found footage. That's the thing. It is technically both. Once again, mockumentaries and found footage are very closely related. Which is why on my shelf, they're basically... I have them on the same shelf, but, like, next to each other. So, like, my found footage, my one documentary, which is the Spinal Tap currently. Because I haven't ordered the fucking Lake Mungo limited edition. I may not get the limited edition. I may get the standard edition and just be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't even know special edition. Be cool, but... Yeah, no.
I just want the movie in Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as much as
it was a very good movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
As much as I like the limited edition, and it's beautiful. I mean, the box art is so pretty, but like, and I'll definitely regret it a little bit. There'll be pangs of guilt of like, oh, I wish I'd gotten that, but only a little bit. You know, it's like I wish I could have gotten the Andy Milligan set. Is it the Andy Milligan? I keep calling it. Is it? Yeah, it's the Andy Milligan set. That's put out from Severin, because it's like, or the Al Adamson set. Wish I could have gotten that, but like, in the end of the day, you know. Can't just be dropping $140 on a set I just like
There hasn't really been that many found footage movies lately, though, have there? Like in the past 5 or so years.
Butterfly Kisses.
In comparison, I would say to, you know, the era that came directly after Paranormal Activity, where there were like hundreds of found footage movies every year.
I think there are
Like,
still that many. They're just a lot of low budget ones. Real streaming has really changed things. Everyone's just releasing them onto the internet in various ways. You
well,
know.
I have a lot of streaming services, and I don't think I see as I haven't.
Let me
I don't think there are as many as there used to be. Is what I'm
found
getting at.
footage. Let me find the list of found
Definitely
footage.
not as many really popular, well-known, or
Here
advertised.
is.
Not as many studio-produced ones for sure.
I will message you this on Discord. Here's a list of found footage films. It's not. I'm pretty close to all of them. If you notice, it's missing the connection.
That's it. That's the connection.
But it also has this movie that I've never heard of called Kairaku no Hoshu Akuma, which is actually 3 years after the connection. And The Night Visitor, I'm not entirely sure is found footage. Punishment Park is a mockumentary found footage type film about this place in America where there's a corporal punishment with like murder and stuff. It's kind of like way before Battle Royale, basically. Kind of like Battle Royale with prisoners. There's a Blu-ray from Eureka. I've been sitting in my cart for a while. Anyway, but yeah, McPherson tapes. Oh, it's so good. All right, let's see the newer stuff. Gotta go to page 9. Let's see here. Oh yeah, a whole bunch of stuff without dates. Gotta ignore that shit because that stuff's never coming out probably. I don't know. We got The Host was from last year. Remember, The Host came out. That was probably one of the better ones we've seen in a long time. Also, I'd like to point out that not only did The Host come out, but also Bad Ben Pandemic came out, which is the 8th film in that series. And it was done by fans. Fans told their paranormal experiences, and they used those video clips as part of the movie. It's kind of cool.
So it's a pandemic of ghostly experiences.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Is that what they're getting at?
Yeah.
That's not offensive at all, though.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Oh wow. Well, I stand by what I said, though. There aren't as many out there as there used to be every year. It's not. The point is, it's not as popular of a genre.
We need another big movie. I mean, Host did well, but it wasn't a theatrical movie, so it didn't there wasn't a bump up. I mean, I'm looking at movies from the last year that are probably about 30 movies in the last year. It's not too bad. I mean, post Blair Witch and post Paranormal Activity, there was a huge boom.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to get in on that, right?
But you can't sustain that kind of power, like capitalism.
Of course.
The Blackwell Ghost 3? Oh my god, how many of these fucking movies? Is this the only one that's found footage?
Because I know at some point in the past 5 or so years, I heard a lot of people saying that they hated found footage. They're so tired of seeing all these found footage movies. And it's guarantee they didn't hate it from the beginning.
Yeah, a good chunk of the movies.
Just got tired of them.
A good chunk of the movies that came out in those waves are just basically expensive fan films. You're right. They're just it's just the same fucking movie as Paranormal Activity. I'd say, though, of those fan films, Paranormal Entity is a decent little entry. We saw that years ago. Thought it was really pretty good.
Yeah, Paranormal Entity is actually very good. Memorable, even.
And now there is another movie with the name Paranormal or something. Something like that. Anyway, what?
Did that movie ever get a Blu-ray release? Paranormal Entity?
I think in Spain or France, yeah.
Oh.
There are 5! There are 5 Blackwell Ghost movies! What the fuck? Holy shit!
That's another one that pops up on Amazon as well.
Oh, the guys who did that. Many fucking movies. The guys who did that also did the Phoenix Tapes '97, which I've heard a lot of good stuff about. I can't find a copy of it from 2016, but I hear a lot of good things about it.
I remember a movie called The Phoenix Tapes that
Phoenix
came out
recently. It's a different movie. That's why this one's called The Phoenix Tapes '97. They're both based after the same incident where there's correlation of some people went missing at the same time. There's a lot of lights seen above the sky, so they're correlating to events not without any evidence, obviously, and making the movie with that fictionalized correlation, which is probably the most big brain way I've ever explained that to my life.
Obviously, though, like the one that I'm familiar with is the one that was like produced by a studio. Obviously, I've seen it. It was okay.
I need to
Nothing
see it
great. I've thought about purchasing it, but I wouldn't spend more than $5 on it.
I'm seeing like $8. I'd probably $8 for it. I mean, I really liked Area 51, which is not Area 51, Alien Abduction, which is one you didn't like. Also, there's Brown Lake, and some other countries. Incident at Brown Lake, I think. And then there's 2 different movies named Area 51. That one 2017 and one 2020, I think. 2019. Oh, hi Skeletor. How's it going? What a cute little kitty. Cute little kitty cat.
Look at this cute kitten. Don't be scared of ghosts. You've got a kitten.
So cute. Sorry, show got derailed by cat. My bad.
That's right.
So yeah, let's hear found footage films here. The only one I've seen in the last year or two, from the last year or two, is The Host. And Butterfly Kisses, I think, was last year, right? Creep 2. Those spawned a lot of sequels.
Oh yeah, Creep was good.
Not rip-offs. What is this? I've never heard this movie. The Claire Wizard Thesis.
Mark Duplass is so good in that kind of role. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know. I want them to do more. Butterfly Kisses is from 2018. Excuse me. Yeah, man. I'm going to get down on some of these found footage films, I guess. The Monster Project, I've heard about. Fifth Kind. Not really the fourth kind. This one here has gotten some interesting reviews. Alter from 2017. That's one I need to see. That, I think, is on Amazon. No, it's not anymore.
What was that one that we watched that was supposed to be found footage but wasn't found footage?
Oh, Vatican Tapes.
The Vatican Tapes, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, hold on.
Why did somebody list this as found footage?
Film name. Let me go see if it's on this list. Is this from the list where I got it? I don't know. It has it's on this list. Yeah, it's got like 1% of some found footage in it. I don't think it can qualify as a found footage film.
It was done by Taylor.
You cut out what?
It was done by one half of Neville Dean and Taylor.
Yes, it was. It was Neveldine, Mark Neveldine.
Those two should definitely work together rather than apart. No offense. It's just that, like, there's clearly nobody telling him you need to pull the camera out a little bit more.
There's a lot of really uncomfortably close shots and not in the kind of way that you should be feeling. You know, did you know that M. Night did a fucking found footage film? I didn't know that The Visit was found footage at all.
The Visit?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So it's on this list, is it not?
When did The Visit? I'm trying to remember if I've seen that.
2015. I've never seen it. I need to see it.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have seen this. And yes, it is found footage. It's very good.
Is it very good? Oh, that's good. I'm glad he didn't do... Oh, Willow Creek. That one. Everyone sleeps on that one. I think the best found footage in the last, 10 years is the WNUF Halloween special.
That's great. Yeah.
That's going to be a staple, I think. I'm going to probably watch that every year.
Another Halloween movie to watch every Halloween. Hell yeah.
I need to download it. I need to buy it.
I'd say you can never get enough of that, but also at some point you won't be able to watch all of the movies you need to watch every Halloween.
Through them. I can't watch them all now. I just rotate through them. There's some that are staples, Trick or Treat, and Halloween 3. Everything else is kind of like, I don't know, this year I'll watch these movies.
Yeah.
Can't watch them all. Not every year. There's too many good ones.
True. So anyways, what other movies did we watch?
Oh, found footage-wise?
Well, no. Just in general.
Oh, We watched Run Man Run, Western.
Ah, yes.
Took a minute. Had to like light the little ember there in his brain.
Which was okay. There are aspects of it I enjoyed, and there are aspects of it I did not enjoy.
I liked it. I like
Wasn't
Tomas Leon. He's really a great actor. Good lord.
wasn't the best print. I would say there were some scenes that, like, without tied to some other films.
Where you just broke up? What?
It's apparently tied to some other films, right?
What? Oh, Run
Run
Man
Man
Run. Oh
Run.
yes, it's a third in a trilogy. It's The Big Gun Down, which is really excellent. Face to Face, which we saw together, and now Run Man Run. It's a trilogy called. It's the director's political trilogy. It's called. So I guess it's got a lot to do with. It's got a lot to do with like the politics in some way. I mean, you know, the Phoenix
Oh,
Incident.
yeah.
I think is the movie you're thinking of that you saw, right?
Um,
So here there's Phoenix Tapes, '97, the Phoenix Incident, and Phoenix Forgotten. Which one did you see?
I don't remember. It just Phoenix Forgotten. That's what it
Okay,
is.
that's
Phoenix
the most
Forgotten.
popular one, I think. Okay. Anyway, sorry. 3 of those fucking movies. Wait, Quarantine 2 is not found footage? Oh. Also, gonna moving 10 Pyramids is not a found footage film. It's mostly found footage, but it cuts to some third regular external perspective.
What's not a found footage movie?
Pyramid. Because it's only 75% of a found footage film, and then at the end, in the climax, they cut away from the camera. Oh, you keep cutting out. And during the climax, they cut away from the camera, and then you're watching it like a normal movie for the last 15 minutes of the movie. Like, what the fuck?
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Fine. We watched 10 Rillington Place.
10 Rillington Place. That was a good movie. It was a very good movie.
Oh, Richard Attenborough was so creepy.
What were you saying about, like, if you had seen this before you saw Jurassic Park, you wouldn't have felt comfortable watching?
I would have felt creeped out by him because he is such a good actor. Richard Attenborough, David Attenborough, which is it? Which one is it? Richard Attenborough? Whatever. The Attenborough that's in this movie. God damn it, I love
Richard
him.
Attenborough.
Yeah, Richard Attenborough. He is wow. He's such an amazing actor. Like, it took me a good 20 minutes before I even realized who it was. I was like, oh shit, is that Richard Attenborough? And stuff. Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, all right. And then like another hour goes by. I'm like, man, if I had seen this for Jurassic Park, I don't know if I would have liked him in Jurassic Park. I'm like, he's so weird. He's evil. I just know it. He's just evil. I mean, he's just a sinister old man. He is so effective as an actor. I just believed him as a sinister man. It's this creepy, evil human. It was based on a real story too. True story.
That's the best part about it. But it also had John Hurt. John Hurt played one of the main characters.
It's the wrong man.
And yeah, he plays that character quite well. Didn't this come out before 1984? I think it did. IMDb, help me out here.
Diary. Here, I can tell you right now. It came out in 1971.
That's definitely before 1984 came out. So, yeah. I think this might be one of his early roles that, like, got him his role in 1984. You know? Because, like, he really...
He did The Great Escape. He did The Great Escape in 1963.
His role in this movie, in 10 Rillington Place, really feels like, in many ways, the role that he plays in 1984. So
I'm looking at. He was also before this movie. He was in Dr. Dolittle, Sand Pebbles, Flight of the Phoenix, The Great Escape, and then he had a bunch of earlier roles in that. So like he's been acting since I don't know early 1940, mid 1940.
right. I mean early.
I think I'm
Doesn't
saying I
matter.
think this I think it
That's
was
not what I'm talking about.
the severed head. Ooh, that sounds cool. Uh, didn't he like goes on this hiatus and doesn't do a lot of movies after the 70s? Yeah, he stopped acting in like 83. No, those are all like documentaries. He did a voiceover in 86 and 84 and then like he doesn't do anything from 79 to 93 to part he didn't do anything. He was just doing whatever he's like TV or whatever else he was doing. Wasn't in a single fucking movie. And then 93 he's like I like brought him back and then after 93 he has a fucking resurgence of a career. That's when he has like in Hamlet and Lost World, of course, and like he was in Elizabeth. Remember that movie? No, me either.
Which
Haven't seen
movie?
it.
What?
Elizabeth from
My,
1998.
you're talking and like my internet's fucking up, so like I can't.
But yeah,
You
he
know,
had he had a career renaissance there after that. After 10 Rillington Place, he was in 10 Little Indians.
trying to figure this out and like
Bridge
yeah.
Too Far. Rosebud. What is this?
Elizabeth, you asked if I don't remember Elizabeth now.
1998.
No.
Dang, I haven't seen that in a long ass time. I don't remember shit from it, honestly.
You said he's in Elizabeth? I don't see Elizabeth here. 1998. There's no Elizabeth here under John Hurt's name.
No, I was talking about. I've been talking about Richard Attenborough this whole time. I haven't been creepy.
God.
This whole time. But yes, I think this is John Hurt's breakout. One of his early.
I was talking about John Hurt the whole time.
We were talking about how creepy. You never said. We were talking about how creepy. Let's see here.
We got into talking about John Hurt though.
Apparently. Let's see. John Hurt. He's in A Man for All Seasons. I just came across that for some other reason. Why did I come up? What triggered this? Someone else was in this, and I was just looking at this earlier. Yeah, it looks like 10 Rillington Place is like a big role for him here. I don't know because obviously it's all before my time. I can only just guess by the movies here. He doesn't really, honestly, I'm looking. He doesn't really have a lot of roles, and then he does Alien, and then after Alien, he has a lot of roles after Alien. I think he was still struggling that even after that stuff. I think Alien
There's
was big.
the Elephant Man.
Oh yeah, yep. I need to see that still.
1984.
But Elephant Man comes out after Rillington Place, right? Where's Rillington Place? Hold on.
After, yes.
Yeah,
After.
okay. Thought so.
He's in Dead Man, eh? Ooh. I forgot about that.
I kind of don't remember that, honestly. He's in a lot of things. John Hurt's awesome.
Yes.
Spaceballs, reprising his role from Alien.
Actually, one of my favorite roles that he was in is one of his later roles. Is that Western movie. I was just on IMDb.
Wild
I
Bill?
of looked at it. No.
Oh.
Later role.
That is the 90s, dude. How much later did
I meant like 10 years ago later. Proposition.
Okay.
Proposition.
That's a great fucking movie. I need that on Blu-ray.
He has a fucking amazing scene in that movie. He's playing a drunk guy, but the way that he his characterization is fucking. It's amazing. It's just like he's putting on a fucking masterclass of how you act.
Oh,
so,
I mean, I feel like that's him in every role, but yes. Ooh, the skeleton.
Yes, but I'm saying like this might even be. I like his performance in that movie more than in any of the movies he's ever done.
Have you seen Skeleton Key from 2005?
I have.
Is it good?
Yeah, actually, I remember
John
it being
Hurt's in
pretty
that,
good.
so I kind of want to see it. Oh,
I remember that
Dogville.
being a surprisingly good movie. It was something that didn't necessarily look like it was going to be great, but then I watched it. I was like, "Oh shit, this is actually pretty good." So, yeah.
Interesting. He forgot he's also in Contact. I think he's the father in that, right?
I don't think so. No.
Who's he in contact
Is he
with?
playing Contact? I don't know.
S.R. Haddon. No, he's one of the. I guess he's one of the astronauts or one of the random other characters. Man, I gotta see that movie again apparently because I don't remember.
Oh, he's the rich guy. He's the rich guy who like
Oh, okay.
funds the big fucking project.
Do you know
Yeah, yeah.
I saw Contact in a drive-in theater. Let me double check. Is that my memory right? 1997
Hey,
Arrival.
fucking rich guy. Elon Musk.
The Arrival. When did that come out? Yeah, okay. So I saw in a drive-in theater. I saw Contact with Charlie Sheen as the B movie to Arrival. Sorry, Arrival with Charlie Sheen as a B movie to Contact, because Contact was the new movie. So you see, the first movie's the new movie, and then the second movie is an older film, and it was Arrival. That movie, you remember that one?
No,
Charlie
I've never
Sheen
seen.
one. Oh, dude, Charlie Sheen's like this like this tech guy. I think he's like some sort of repairman of some sort, and he accidentally stumbles upon the alien communication, and like there's conspiracy involved, and like the government's covering up and murdering people. It's a really fun movie actually.
Hmm.
I'm actually shocked you haven't seen it, honestly. It was on TV all the time. Is this the one? Yeah. Oh, dude, it's on free to play on YouTube. Oh well. Oh
Wow.
nope, the video's set private.
Wonder what this cat is up to over here. Just going nuts over there, eh?
Free with ads. Here we are.
What can I say? Cats love paper bags.
Wow, we can totally watch this. Okay, all right. So radio astronomer Zane Zeminski, Charlie Sheen, believes he's picked up a cosmic noise that signals extraterrestrial intelligence. His desperate search for answers leads him to Mexico and a mysterious power plant where he is arrested for the murder of a scientist. Zane must escape with his proof of the world-shattering alien invasion in this intense sci-fi thriller. There's actually like a sequel to this movie too.
I can understand why it would have been chosen as the second film next to Contact.
Yeah.
That sounds very similar.
It's different but similar. Yeah, yeah. And there's also the second Arrival, or also known as the Arrival 2, which doesn't have Charlie Sheen in it. It looks like. Oh, that's why. Thanks for the spoiler movie. But yeah, we definitely got to see the Arrival now. Shit, I'm gonna add it to the pile of movies that we need to watch off of YouTube. There's still a few movies to watch for the Dungeon Synth.
I've seen 2016 movie Arrival.
I have too. That's a good one, but that's not the same kind of movie. Well, what a double bill that would be. You watch the Charlie Sheen Arrival, and then you watch the new Arrival, and you're like, what just happened? What kind of whiplash is that?
Right.
Like, not that the 96 Arrival is bad. It's actually a pretty fun movie. It's just really not the same quality of film. Like, writing-wise and acting, it's all lower, still a little bit lower on the spectrum, and so, you're getting into a good B movie. It really is just like a straight-up B movie. I think it was, like, mostly... I think it got mostly published for home video rentals, actually.
Arrival 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So I feel like the movie came and went in theaters.
Yeah. Kind of like Masterminds, starring Patrick Stewart.
Masterminds?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Really? It's
2016 or 1997?
1997. Is a take on Toy Soldiers, I think, is the movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, it is. Exactly. It's basically the same movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I opened up the director half expecting to see Toy Soldiers in there. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that sounds cool.
Wasn't that bad of a movie. I enjoyed it.
Guess what?
I don't think it's a bad movie at all.
It's on Prime for free.
Holy shit, we're gonna have to watch that. It's been a long time.
Add it to my watch
I
list.
saw that, and then the next week it was like I watched it like the night it got released in theaters.
Nice.
Next week it was no longer in theaters, and
Damn.
like it had a very very short time in theaters, and didn't make much money, and then just fell into obscurity, and nobody knew about it. Like it got buried. It got fucking buried, and I don't know why it got buried because it's not a bad movie.
Oh, I look forward to
It's
seeing it.
quite fun.
You know what? Hold on, let me get earn my notes. That might be a good double bill for the when we do the double bill for the junk food cinema, toy soldiers and masterminds.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be a great double bill. Fuck yeah. I wonder if it's available on Amazon. Then that must mean, that it's available for the first time in high definition, because the only other way to get that movie is on VHS, as far as I know. Like it was never released on DVD. So
Interesting. 1991. Okay. So the other pairings I have are Drive Angry with Race with the Devil, because they're very similar. Like you'll see when you see them. End of Days and Stigmata, which I thought were like a double bill also.
Hmm.
And we got film school films. And we got underappreciated unknown stuff, which I only have one on there for right now. And we're Dawn the Dragon Wilson episode that we're working on. Red
Dawn
Sun
the
Rising.
Dragon.
Red Sun Rising. We saw Red Sun Rising. That was another one to watch. Dawn the Dragon Wilson playing his best Red Sun part. It's basically literally Red Sun. So Sean Connery's played by the lady who played Dax from DS9, and then Don Wilson plays the Wesley Snipes character.
Yeah, it was actually quite enjoyable. Full of all those tropes and everything. Didn't
Rising
like,
Sun. That's the name of the movie.
it felt very, very predictable, but not boring. You know what I mean? It's hard to be bored by a Don the Dragon Wilson movie.
Yeah,
I
he kicked that one dude like 4 times in the face. I mean, there was a lot of face kicking.
Everything is very simplistic, but I think that works in the favor of these movies.
Yeah, you get too complicated and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why is there a
Yeah.
plot in a Don Wilson movie? Just kick the guy already. Jesus.
Ninja kick the damn rabbit.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. That's one of my favorite parts. Oh my god. God, I love that. Pork rinds? Pork rinds.
I remember you were trying to find a way to make that movie Red Sun Rising, to make it fit into the Blood Fist series
And
somehow.
it still might, because he's a cop. So if there's another movie where Bloodfist becomes a cop, we can like make it a prequel movie. If it's not a direct sequel, we'll have to figure it out. I gotta send you the link for 5, because 5 isn't on Amazon either.
I remember all the villains were. This is my favorite tropes from the '90s. All villains in movies with villains are wearing silk shirts.
Yeah. When they have henchmen and
Because,
stuff, yeah.
because silk was so popular in the '90s, people forget that, but silk was very popular and was like the way of denoting somebody who had money versus somebody who didn't. So like they would always put people who had money in movies, or characters who had money in movies, in silk shirts. Silk this, silk that.
Because poor people think rich people are the only people who can afford silk, but really ain't making afford silk.
That's yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have to watch. There's like 5 more Blood Fist movies. You don't know how it connects yet. We don't know. We haven't revealed the whole story of Don Wilson's cinematic characters. We know he gets amnesia more than once because his name changes. So
Yes.
and in fact,
We
I
will
think
find a way to make the connection.
I think he
even
actually
if
gets
it comes
amnesia in
at
this next one, if I'm not mistaken.
the end of a kick. I was going to say it.
I know it ends in Future Kick since he's a cyborg at that point. So
Future Kick. So we watched Out of Order. Future
Yeah.
Kick was so good too.
Oh, it's so good. It's literally, I think, the best film we've seen so far. Blood Fist 2, I think I really liked a lot too. Blood Fist 3 was really good also. Blood Fist 1 was pretty good. Look, his breakout role was Blood Fist 1. That was the one that cemented him as like a home video star. Sold a lot of tapes, you know. And he made fucking 7 sequels, excuse me. The last sequel being like 10 years later, not related, and just named Blood Fist 2050, not actually connected. That was like, it was not originally made with that title intended, so.
I'm disappointed that none of these movies feature characters with bloody fists anymore.
Yeah, only the first two. That's right. The first one only had a real bloody fist. Second was a honorable mention because it was a gloved fist.
Yeah. When are we gonna get another bloody fist?
Like if I were a filmmaker, the Blood Fist series, I would definitely make sure I show his bloody fucking knuckles, like at least once a movie. He's like fighting a guy. He's been fighting for a while, and then like you just do a close up of his bloody knuckles. That's all you need. Like it shows that he's like taking
aim at the fucking movie.
But it also shows your hero's like taking some damage, and it makes some sense. He might not win because his hands are hurt, and like I mean like you can make it. You can make it work. I honestly believe. Let's see here. What next? Bad Ben. Oh yeah, Amityville Curse. Remember that? What was the fucking premise? It was definitely the most forgettable of the series.
Yes, I do.
I think it's the most forgettable of the original series.
I remember thinking that the cinematography looked like they were really trying to make it look good. They were really trying to have good framing and whatnot. But all the frames were muddled constantly. There was always something in the way, making it impossible to see what was going on. And the movie started out like that, and I noted that at the very beginning of the film, the very first shot. And then the rest of the movie, like the entire movie in every way, shape, and form, is muddled. It was foretelling. It foretold the fact that there's just way too much going on, and it's just like, okay, but why did we get this character? It feels like there are 3 or 4 different stories you're trying to tell at once. It's just, yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting. It's the only film in the first 8 movies that don't have any imagery of the house at all. Like in the other movies, they've had like flashbacks or like you see a photo or something of the house that connects you to the Amityville. This is just it's passingly mentioned. It feels like they added that footage in. This could have been any other movie. Not really the Amityville at all. They feel like they shoehorned the Amityville in at the last minute.
Yes. It definitely feels like they were just trying to take advantage of the name. But it works in that it does tell the story of a cursed object. And as part of the cursed object series, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I can
works.
People are like, oh, what? There are complaints like, oh, Amityville film without a house. What's the point? Like that's kind of silly. Like you're like knee deep in the fucking cursed object saga. Like this is like the second or third film in the series of films about the cursed object from that house. So like, I think after the first film, I think I've just gone with it, which I did. I thought it was. I think I rated it 6. Oh wait, no, I rated it 4 out of 10. There was some haphazard editing that I didn't really like either. And the acting, oh my god. Some of the acting is just really, really obvious. Loud acting. You know what? Like some actors don't have a range. They just got like all their sad emotions and like smile, blah blah, and then loud is their other big emotion.
Yeah. There's another thing I noticed is that the actors who you really wanted to have more screen time, you really wanted to be more integral to the story, were always the ones you saw the least of. One of those cases. It's like, God damn it. That guy, my favorite actor in the movie, I'm like, oh shit, this guy's a really good actor. Maybe this movie's going to be good. He dies in the first 5 minutes. It's like,
yep.
Fuck.
Why is it only about him?
I mean, it technically is. But
Yeah, it's interesting. I think guess the only thing else we have left to talk about is Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh yeah, Kong versus Godzilla. That was a great movie.
That was
That was a feast for the
I have to
eyes.
say I do have complaints about it. I feel like the story was anemic. I feel like Millie Bobby Brown's you can cut her completely out of the movie and nobody even fucking knows. She has a beginning part, an end part, and a little bit in the middle, and I just feel like she needs more. I feel like Bernie needs more. I feel like all the characters had more. Why is Ren Serizawa with Apex and not with Monarch? Why is he doing exactly the opposite of what his dad would do? But like, we know it's probably because he's like a rebellious son, right? But like, honestly, there's definitely feels like there's like 20 minutes of human cut out of this movie. Not that it's, I mean, I still rated it. What did I give it? Oh yeah, 9 out of 10. And the only reason why it wasn't 10 out of 10 is because it felt anemic with the human characters. And yes, I know a lot of people complained about the human characters in the last two movies, but I don't know why, because that's what good movies are. Human characters.
Right. And I feel like this movie in some ways proves that you actually because without it it's like, well, okay, but the drive behind these characters and the drive behind what's happening in the movie is very limited now. It's very
well
held back.
If you
it's
watch this having not seen the other films, you would probably feel this was only okay. The characters were completely flat. They were just moving the plot along for the monsters to punch each other.
Because you don't understand the importance behind the characters unless you've seen
the previous movie. Yeah, this is a duology by Michael Dougherty. Like, you need to watch King of the Monsters. You don't necessarily need to see 2014. You do need to see King of the Monsters before this. It's a definite precursor. You don't even need to see Kong before it, because it can just assume he's just always been there. Like, fuck, you know.
I mean, I think it would help to see Kong before it, but you don't need to. No.
I mean, there's a real throwaway line at the end of Kong saying he's still growing. It's the only reason why it gets bigger.
Yeah. And just knowing the existence of Skull Island, which you discover by watching that movie, you know. But yeah, definitely you need to see King of the Monsters before watching Godzilla vs. Kong. And
I highly recommend just watching all 4 movies, all 5 movies. But, I mean,
what I would say about Godzilla vs. Kong personally is that it felt to me like I was on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And I mean, like one of those rides at Universal Studios.
You said one of those rides.
I didn't cut out.
Oh man, you cut out.
I just said
No, and then you froze. Sorry, I thought you cut out.
Yeah, no, I was pausing.
Okay, sorry.
But
fucking internet.
It felt like something at Universal Studios. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, like, speaking of Universal Studios, there's a moment when the HEV flies by Kong's face, and you see Kong's mouth through the whole window, and that was right from the fucking Universal Studios ride commercial, where the camera's in the face like that, and it pulls back and shows them going, ah, like, on the fucking ride. I mean, that doesn't exist anymore because it burnt down, but, like, they changed, it's, like, all revised, and it's different, I guess, now, which is fine.
And it's not just that one shot, by the way. It's very many shots throughout the film that feel like they are on a ride like that, on one of those rides.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think to myself, like, somebody needs... This movie was made for rich people who can afford D-boxes.
Oh, my goodness.
Because when it comes out on 4K, they're just going to set up their 4K TV, get it in their D-box, and just fucking...
I mean, that's going to look beautiful in 4K. I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Here's we were watching King of the Monsters, and I was noting the color theory. Like, the good guy monsters, the good monsters are blue, and the bad monsters are yellow and red, and like, and like that kind of fucks up Mothra's look, of course. But like, whatever, you know. With things I wish they could change, yes. I wish they could have made her look more like Rainbow Mothra, who's got a more bluish color scheme anyway. So it's like. Yeah, what was I saying? I was oh yeah, but I noticed that all that color theory is completely thrown out.
Yes.
Because it's just candy colored neon. It's just like, it's so weird to see it's so weird to see a Dario Argento Suspiria tribute deep in the middle of a fucking King Kong Godzilla movie, but it literally there's shots where it's like half screens blue and red, or like just pink and green and just like it's a beautiful movie. I would love to see this with a VR headset on in 3D because
Oh yeah.
because a lot of
It's
it's in
like I was
3D.
saying, it's eye candy, and I mean that entirely. Like the colors just pop everywhere. There's not much color theory going on, like you're saying.
It's different.
And the thing I just want people to know, color theory isn't when you see lots of colors,
Right.
pretty colors in a movie.
No, it's in there. Okay, so color
It's
theory.
Specific use of color and the way that people use, or the way that filmmakers use colors.
Color theory is basically a way to tell a story with visually. So, in the case of King of Monsters, making the bad monsters one color and the good monsters another color. Visually, your brain already knows who's on whose side. It's just, it's not. You don't need to use it in every movie. I mean, they did it terribly in Freddy vs. Jason, but it's been done lots of times in cinema, a lot more subtly sometimes. Usually, you don't usually use lighting like that. You usually use something subtle, like a flower on their chest that's always yellow or something. The bad guy, something like that. Like usually it's a small thing, or whenever a killing happens, there happens to be a red object in the foreground, something like that. Like there's a red stapler here, or there's a red pair of glasses on this one. There's there's a red baseball cap in this killing. Like you can do things like that. Like there's ways to use color theory subtly that you're usually instructed to how to, like in film school or through like books. But like go big when you get big monsters. I'm perfectly fine with the way this looked, or that looked, and I absolutely love the candy color lighting of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yes. There's no problem with it per se, and I think the reason it works as well as it does without, denoting who's good and who's bad is that the question who's good and who's bad in this movie is up for grabs, which we kind of fucking figured it would be. Much of the story is dealing with, where does Kong really come from? What's his real story? Is he a bad guy? Is Godzilla a bad guy? Godzilla's attacking humans now, so what's going on here?
Well, but he's not. I mean, we know. Okay, so we know because we've seen. The only reason it's never explained in the movie, but we know because the previous movie, Godzilla attacks nuclear weapon sources and high energy sources. So whenever fucking Apex turns something on, Godzilla shows up to fucking step on it.
Right.
But Monarch doesn't realize that. But we know that as the audience because we've seen the previous movie. But in this movie, we don't know that. That's why I'm saying you need to. Everyone complains about other movies, but it's essential. The story is required to be there. Like, anyway, frustrated with fandom. Per usual. Always frustrated with fandom.
But because of that, you don't necessarily need to have Kong in blue, or not Kong in red and Godzilla in blue, or whatever.
Right.
We don't know necessarily what side, good or bad, evil, or whatever the fuck.
Right.
We don't know what it's going to be at the end of the movie until you see the movie in full. But you can make assumptions about what is going to happen, and you'll probably be correct about that. But point is, the point, you don't need to have color theory to show you that anymore.
Right. Because they built that.
So I'm totally okay with them not using it in this case.
Right, and like I said, they don't have not every movie calls for it. I mean, like that movie. There's a lot of giant monster characters, and there's no one to say who's on whose team. So, color theory is a perfect way of telling which monster's on which team just immediately.
Yeah.
And you'll know who's winning in those fights by the flashes of color for that team. Like it'll flash blue, and the blue's starting to win, and yellow, and the yellow's winning. Like so, it's flashing back and forth. It's not really good for photosensitive people, but there's a lot. I just feel bad that they can't watch a lot of movies.
Yeah. Sadly.
Fucking ableist bullshit. Cursed art and its inherent ableism.
It's true. I've been thinking a lot about how some of the people that we have considered heroes in film world are definitely not heroes, or have been proven over time to like
or
have been
or
not
flawed.
so good people,
And most of them
flawed.
flawed humans, obviously. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just like, you know, how do you um, reconcile that when you find out these people weren't so great after all? Um,
That's hard.
and I think
Hard discussion.
it is hard, but main thing I think is just like, don't heroicize these people.
Yeah.
Don't make them heroes. Don't make them bigger and better than everybody else.
Definitely educate yourself.
Assume that there's a very good chance that anybody who is like a well-known, popular, like significant, important influence in film may have at some point done something fucked up, because there's a very good chance they did. Because when people get that kind of notoriety and power, they tend to abuse it.
I mean,
So
like, I'm terrified The Rock's evil. I'm terrified The Rock's doing some evil in the background. That's all I'm saying. Because, like, I like that
yeah,
guy a lot. And I'll be like, I would be crushed.
yeah,
I'd
it's
be like,
hard to say.
I don't heroicize him, but man, I mean, I look up to him a little bit.
Romanticize them.
I romanticize him a bit. No, I mean, I look up to him a bit because he's, like, got this work ethic that's, like, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, like, he's the hardest working human, I think, maybe. I mean, he wakes
Definitely.
up at like 5 a.m. every morning, eats like 15,000 pounds of fucking eggs, works out for like 7,000 hours, then gets on with his fucking day making movies and TV shows and doing a million other things all at once, running like 5 companies. I have no idea how the guy has fucking energy. Just Jesus. I mean, more
Yeah.
power to him. Good Lord. How he has time to do a damn thing, I don't know.
Very good question. The Rock. How do you do it? So far, so good with The Rock, though. So far, it does
Yeah.
seem as though he's just a genuinely good guy.
And I hope
You
that
know?
maintains because, you know, I just hope he's actually as wholesome. I mean, look, Mr. Rogers is totally wholesome. So it's like,
Yeah, more or less.
as far as I understand. Did I miss something? Is there something I should know about?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
What do you think of, speaking of Mr. Rogers, what do you think of this, getting off topic but a bit, but
Whatever. It's our show.
LeVar Burton in the role of
Stop squeaking the chair.
the host of Jeopardy?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He got the role?
He didn't yet, no.
Oh.
A lot of people saying they want to see him in that role. They were saying that even, like, sadly, right after the death of Alex Trebek. But there have been more recent calls for that to happen, and LeVar Burton apparently said he wanted to do it. So
Interesting. Well, if he wants to do it, I would definitely want to do that because he is.
Fuck yeah.
He's got a really good voice for it. I mean, like, that would be a really positive, like,
yes.
It's positive representation in, like, the highest degree because he's, like, already an exemplary member, member of, like the celebrity community, and, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but, like, he's just, like Mr. Rogers. He's one of those guys. He's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I've always loved Geordie LaForge, and I grew up with reading Rainbow, so I'm yes, I want more of him on my TV, please.
He's a genuinely good guy. He's a genuinely intelligent guy, and he has the exact kind of cadence you would want from somebody who was hosting a show like that.
Very good speaker.
Jeopardy.
Very good speaker.
Yes. So yeah, I genuinely hope he gets the role. We shall see, but I don't know why they wouldn't give him the role. Like, he's on the list of the people that they might consider for that kind of a role. I think he's pretty much number one. I can't think of anybody else who would be better than LeVar Burton. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think he's just a really good choice. You know?
Yeah.
I think he's a really solid choice.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
Right. So, what else did we watch? Let's see here. So let's go farther back. See if you can remember. How about Blood Fist 4 Die Trying? I don't remember shit from that one. What's that?
Didn't we already talk about that? That is the one with the chocolates, right? The chocolate bunnies.
Oh yeah, that's right. The chocolate bunnies. God damn. No, we didn't talk about it in our show though. So this could be someone's
That's true.
First introduction. We used to talk heavily about movies at the end of the SNI, but it became a bit much because we watch a lot of movies. So
yeah.
Oh, how about the Devil's Rain? Oh man, that's a great one. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
What?
You were gonna say something. Sorry. I interrupted you.
Well, you wanted to move on, so let's move on.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Blood Fist 4. I just remember the story being about a gangster who lost his box of chocolates and went on a killing rampage to get them back, and even took Don the Dragon Wilson's daughter hostage in order to get them back from Don the Dragon Wilson.
And so fucking
really
confusing to me.
Chocolates.
The movie starts, he's fresh out of prison, but he's not the same character. So I decided he definitely went into witness protection. That's what happened, because he broke up some sort of drug ring or something. So him and his family are under witness protection.
Yep. Agreed. Makes sense to me. There's got to be some way to make this series.
Which is why I think if you start working with the cops, we can probably shoe in Red.
Make it make sense.
Red Sun Rising. Okay, I'm gonna go back 5 years. Let's see here. 2015. Tell me about. God.
Are you gonna ask me about a random movie I watched with you in 2015?
How about Harbinger Down? What do you remember about Harbinger Down?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
You know what I remember? I remember Lance Henriksen delivering his final line and walking off the fucking set. And
wait,
never
is that the movie?
That's the fucking
movie. Is that
movie.
the movie with the...
I literally just randomly turned to this page. So I think
with
that's
the squeaky door?
Yes, the squeaky fucking door. Oh my fucking god. Every
I
fucking door uses that canned door squeak.
The exact same door squeak. Not a variance of it, not backwards,
pitch,
nothing.
Nothing. Just literally, sometimes the character will walk in, say 5 fucking words, and then walk back out, close the door, and it's the same fucking noise. Ah! It's just, oh my god.
It was driving her crazy even then.
Oh man, some of my least favorite sound effects. It's like, it's funny. Jay Bauman of Red Letter Meter, yeah, that's his favorite sound effect. Can you tell me what's my favorite sound effect? One I always point out. They like
this.
That's not the one I like. Come
on. You're like, that's one I hate.
God damn it.
Probably not the Wilhelm scream, but I know you
one of them. God damn, I love that one. Who doesn't? I also like the other one. I can't remember what it's called. The one that the one that that Goofy does also. Falls with that guy.
That one.
No, that's the other one he does. It's it's a higher pitch, it's a different one he does. He does 2 of them. Okay.
No, I don't remember what your favorite.
Oh, well, okay. Let's see how it is. Do you remember?
I'm sure you mention it all the time.
Do you remember the Search for General So?
Is that the fucking documentary about General Tso's?
Yes. We're going deep
My
on this one.
favorite Chinese food, by the way.
That's funny. Yeah, we're
Chinese food.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
my favorite things about that documentary is that it goes into detail about how Chinese food isn't actually Chinese food.
It's English. It's Americanized stuff.
Yeah.
Farther back. How about? Do you remember Predestination?
I remember watch it and then being thoroughly disappointed by it.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. Apparently. Ah, what? I don't remember that at all, dude.
I remember
Oh, but I remember Brick Mansions.
fucking movie.
Brick Mansions, I gave that a 5 out of 10. The last Paul Walker film. I couldn't get it any lower. My heart wouldn't let me.
Remember what?
Brick Mansions. The last Paul Walker film.
Brick Mansions. Oh yeah, that was not too bad. It was just a remake of that one movie that I just wait. This title is escaping me.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a remake? I didn't remember this. Merry Friggin' Christmas? I don't remember watching that. Do you remember watching that? We watched apparently the same night we watched Brick Mansions.
I think that's one of the last roles of Robin Williams, right?
Oh, is it? Oh my god. You say you have terrible memory, but you're remembering shit I don't remember.
I have selectively bad memory, apparently.
It's interesting. It's like, yeah, that is. Oh my god. That was a double bill. Holy crap. I don't think we did that on purpose either.
It was probably December when we watched them, you know? November, December.
Yeah, it was November 30th. 31st? 30th? Whatever. It was that day and then last day of November, first day of December when we watched Christmas. So, we was crossover. Okay, how about going back to some time when I don't even have fucking dates? Do you remember Exam from 2009?
Is that the one? I remember it being a dark film.
Oh, I remember this one.
It's like Cube.
Yeah, right? It's where they're in the room taking a test, and then like part of the test. Yeah. Wow, that was a 5 out of 10. I remember it now. As soon as I saw the poster, as soon as I read the first line of the description, I was like, "Oh right, I remember."
I don't remember these movies.
What's that?
How is my memory so good right now? I don't understand.
I don't know. I'll take it though.
I'm so tired right now too. I don't know why.
All right, we'll go. Oh hey, this is when we watched Knuckle and Knuckleball on the same day, and it was a terrible decision. 2 out of 10 and a 3 out of 10. One documentary about fighting and one documentary about the baseball guy. Knuckleball or whatever. Like,
yeah.
The guy invented that shit.
I thought we were talking. I thought we watched the Knuckleball documentary the same day that we watched the documentary about that baseball player who literally pitched like a no-hitter on PCP or something.
That's something about duck or something, ducking shame or something like that. I can't remember that movie. Yes, the guy's nickname is Duck or whatever, right? Isn't that right? Duck Johnson something. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Okay. All right, that was back when we still watched movies with Byron. The Hallow. Hold on, didn't we watch The Hallow and The Hollow? I think. Yeah, we watched The Hollow. Do you remember The Hollow? Which one's The Hollow? With an O.
I remember The Hallow. I don't remember The Hollow.
The Hollow was a 4 out of 10, and The Hallow, which I own, is a 7 out of 10. Hallow's the one with the really cool ending. The one Hallow. Hello. I had to pee. You got this for the next couple minutes?
Sure.
Don't fly the fucking show into the sun. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll show you guys the movies that I got. So, I didn't get much this week, but I did get the Arrow sale order in. And one of the things I got was Tower of London, another Vincent Price movie I have yet to see. I wanted to see this one. Also a Roger Corman movie. I got it. Mainly wasn't in the set that I also got here. The Six Gothic Tales Vincent Price set. It's a nice hard box. Movies in it. But what's interesting is that on the spine it tells you what the movies are. You'll get both the titles of both the movies on each disc. But on the cover, you only see like the artwork for one. You only see the artwork for Tales of Terror there. You only see the artwork for Follow the House of Usher there. But this has Pit and the Pendulum on it as well. This has the Raven on it as well. And this has the Tomb of Gaia on it as well. So, interesting that's the way they do it. They also have the artwork for the other movies on the other side. So, you can see. There we go. Tomb of Gaia artwork right there. It's still technically there. It's just on the alternate side. I hate when they do that, but that's okay. I'm willing to accept it, especially because this box set with 6 movies was only like $35 US. So, yeah, pretty good deal. And then I also got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You haven't flown the show into the sun. This is good. We can still
Nope.
go.
I just decided to show people what I got from
my chair, apparently. What the fuck?
Girl Video.
Cable. Dear Cable, stop it. Nonsense.
There is a Criterion of this, but I chose not to get it because there's a bunch of special features
I have
here as well, and a new 4K restoration. So, and finally, one I believe Skinslip keeps telling me to get here.
We saw that together, dude.
The Limits of Control.
Saw that literally. I was just looking at that film on this list. So we talked about another movie next to it. Nasty Baby. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Hold on. Recently, I got. So the rest of my Amazon order came in. So I got this. I got First Strike. Though now they did this, I'm sure Warner Archive will release an uncut version of Police Story 4. Since they just announced Drunken Master 2 for the first time. It used to be called Legend of Drunken Master. When it was released here in the US, I saw it in theaters. But anyway, here's here or there. Another movie I saw when it came out, High Tension. Now, I read about this in either Horror Hound or Fangoria, both of which I was reading pretty religiously in film school. And I read about this movie, and I was like, oh my god, this movie sounds so cool. And it says, no release date yet, but watch the space for announcements. And then, I was like, fuck it. I looked on eBay, and there were some releases in Thailand. So I literally spent $47 buying this movie on a DVD that turned out to be a bootleg, obviously, 'cause it's from Thailand. And so I watched the movie on a bootleg originally. So when it finally got a theatrical release, I went with all my friends and we went and saw it. Everyone else was disappointed, but I liked it. I love that movie. So I'm going to own that. Next, I recently rewatched this with my friend Megan. We had so much fun watching this. This is The Phantom. So good. I should say what I'm holding up. High Tension was a previous movie. This movie is The Phantom from 1996 starring Billy Zane. I gotta get used to, I'm still getting used to the fact that I'm gonna probably put this up in audio form, so we need to, I gotta remember, say the name of the movie, talk about it. Alright. Sorry, my own fault. This actually holds up remarkably well. I saw this in theaters back in high school. Have you seen this, Justin?
Been a long time. Very long time. Remember almost nothing about it.
So good. Shockingly good. I thought it was maybe my memory's fuzzy and maybe it wasn't as good as I remember, but no, it's actually better than I remember by a long shot. Hey, look what else I got. The Host.
Oh, finally.
Did you get it? Also, you have it now too, right?
What? Yeah, I have it.
Excellent.
I've had it.
And on top of it, unlike Justin here, I didn't take me 3 times to get the right one. Next, this part of that, cause I also got this because like I've wanted to get these for a while because I like the first 2 movies a lot. I'm not a big fan of Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. It'll probably get spun again in a couple years because by then it'll be many years since I've seen it. But the other 2 are gonna get rewatched very soon because I really like the other 2 a lot. They're a lot of fun. I feel like they live in the same world as the Phantom. You know, that kind of like neo-pulp world, along with a bunch of other movies that I actually have a list on Letterboxd about that. Next, hey, look, Death Wish. Remember that movie?
No.
We watched this together. Charles Bronson, Death Wish. You don't remember that, huh?
See, my memory sucks.
And then I also picked up this because this is the same price. It was a buy 2 get 1 free sale, so I was like, yeah, we'll get the trilogy, the sequels. There's a 5th one, but apparently everyone tells me that's really bad. So next, I double dipped on 10 Cloverfield Lane. So now that dumb half slip cover, that's gonna go out. That's gonna be sold. Cause I got this, the trilogy set. I recently revisited Cloverfield with my friend Emmy, and we really enjoyed this. I had memories of this being a lot more nausea-induced scene during this, because I only saw this in theaters. Okay, when I was in theaters, there's a scene when they're going from one building to the other, and the buildings are like collapsed on each other. So they're going to rescue their friend, and that scene jerked around so much that I was getting nauseated in the theater. When I watched this here, this time it was not nearly as bad. So either I'm better with motion stuff, or maybe the size was something to do with it. The fact that it filled my vision completely, and I was like really close to it. Anyway, really enjoyed that. Can't wait. I'm gonna revisit the other 2 movies with them, and then next we got Fear in the Dark for my proto slasher collection. I'm not entirely sure it's a proto slasher, but it looks like it could be. And then I got this Kickstarter, Megazone 2-3. Unfortunately, look at this fucking case. Look at this shit. This is unacceptable.
Damn.
Luckily, discs are fine. This is the alternate cover. The retail cover. There is going to be a retail edition. Here is the other cover. Megazone 2-3. This is an anime I saw way back in the day. I haven't seen it since the 90s easily. Back on VHS. Came with a sticker. Came with a poster. Oop. Uh-oh. Enter button. Oops. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, I fixed it. 2-discer. This was a Kickstarter that Anime Ego did. The next one's gonna probably come up soon, probably later this year. I have backed the last. This is now 3 of them. So I did Writing Bean, the Gunsmith Cats, and now Megazone 2-3. I missed out on Bubblegum Crisis. I need to go buy Bubblegum Crisis off Amazon. Anyway, it came with this bonus art book. I didn't really care if I got it or not because it wasn't part of the deal. But this was free, I guess. They had some extras. These are too large. So these are normally in a box, slip box together. But you notice, I'm guessing this is a manufacturing issue with them because they reissued new booklets. Or they got new booklets for the box set that they have. So I'm guessing that was the problem. Anyway, for me, the most exciting release I got this week is this release I totally paid full price for that I didn't have to because it was in the fucking Arrow sale. But I bought this before the Arrow sale by like a week. This is the Wonderful World of the Weird and Wonderful World of Ujicha, which has got it's got Violence Voyager and Burning Buddha Man, which are 2 films by this artist. And so let me read this little thing. Ujicha's concept of gekimation employs a variety of hand-drawn cutouts to act like marionettes and further adds music plus diegetic sounds in order to create the artistically curious atmosphere of gruesome fantasy. It's an artistically delirious product servicing straight from the jagged contours of a wildly imaginative mind. That I've watched the trailer for this release from Third Window, and so Third Window Films, and so I had to buy this release. It's so fascinating, and then of course it was like half off on the fucking Arrow sale. I hate myself. Shoot me, please. Thank you. Bye. Did you get anything else, my friend?
Nope. I showed all I got.
Okay, we can talk about all this again in a couple days. It hasn't been a specific order, so. Because I'm so anal about things, I don't just have them in a pile. I literally organize them based on like I'm such a dork. Anyway, dear Justin, please buy this movie so you can watch it with me.
I mean, I could watch it without buying it. I can watch it with you without buying it.
Do you have Criterion Channel?
No.
Don't watch the public domain releases. Fuck's sakes.
I don't have money for these things right now.
Find the money. Make the money.
I'm trying to make money. Nobody will give me money.
I know. Anyway, so yeah, we've watched a lot of weird movies lately. We've been kind of all over the genre range. Do you have any favorites from the last, other than obviously Godzilla vs. Kong, which is Jesus Christ? What's one of your favorite movies from this year that you've seen so far?
The Big Heat.
I meant with me, but okay, sure.
Oh,
The Big Heat's cool. I like to see that sometime.
with you.
Otherwise, I just use Fateful Findings and whatever, bro.
I'm legitimately trying to remember the best movies that I saw with you this year. I
think for me was The Devil's Reign.
That's a good movie, yeah.
Ernest Borgnine versus William Shatner in the desert. There's melting faces. Oh, you know what we watched together? The Changeling. That was a really good fucking movie. Of course. What's up?
What was that movie that we watched together? The Ken Russell one.
Oh, The Devils. Oh my god.
The Devils. That was the best one.
That was the best one. Okay, so true story with The Devils. I threw it on because I had to send screenshots for Shudder because they're asking me for screenshots. What do I mean when the fucking subtitles cut off? Like, look, fix the subtitles. This is what I fucking mean. Anyway, so I jumped to a random part, and it was right before that the really blasphemous shot, the one that got cut from the original release.
Mm-hmm.
When he steps off the cross and starts making out with the fucking nun. And she's like sucks on his fucking wound in a really sexual way. Oh god, what a beautiful fucking such a layered image. It's seared in my brain. I just took some screenshots and then like I watched almost the whole movie just from that point on because I just got sucked into the visuals. I'm saying The Devils is a beautiful movie. I mean, like, oh my god. I have very complex emotions about it. I haven't really figured out. I gotta watch The Possession with you. That was another one of those really layered films that was just like, there's more to this than even what like the subtext I'm picking up, and I just need to watch this with some other brain that understands that, you know. Not that I have a problem watching movies with my friend Angie and Chloe. We watched that together. They loved the movie. We had a nice discussion, but like, I'm more of like, I play more of the film mentor role to them than I do, like, I'm looking for film peers to talk movies with. So, it's all good. You've got that. We got what on Mill Creek? What specifically, Haji, what are you talking about on Mill Creek?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, I agree. The Devils is probably the best thing we've seen all year, actually. I was going to have my own pick, but actually you're right. I think it's The Devils. God. I kind of want to watch it again. I wish it were on Amazon so we could do a watch party. Like, that would be the coolest. Because we could have, like, some interesting discussions. I could, like, whip out some trivia. That's what we should do one of these days for this episode. We should do an actual, like, watch party / I guess it would be a commentary then. I love how we were doing that for like years, and we couldn't get anybody to fucking understand. And now it's just like, oh yeah, it's just built into Twitch now. Everybody does them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's the next best movie you saw this year? Your next favorite movie, I should say.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What? Let's see here. I'm gonna say. Ooh. Jesus, I watched a lot of movies. The Astrologer, from 1975. Craig Denny's The Astrologer is the second best movie I've seen all year.
That's a bold choice. It's a very bold choice. One I'm sure that you're excited to have been able to see finally, but
I have. It wasn't like it's the best movie as in I had the most entertaining time watching it. I watched it twice in 2 days. I just don't do that a lot, even though I've done it like 3 times recently. Just because I just keep finding really good movies. But before that, you'll look through my film log, and it's like I try not to watch more than one movie a year. So I don't generally watch the same movie twice in a year. But sometimes the movie gets stuck, and it just you have to watch it again. There's multiple times in here, just once or twice, like a year, where it'll just be like 2 copies of the same movie. Like, oh, she really liked that movie. Like last year was Black Coat's Daughter. Watch again.
Oh yeah, I remember you liking that one a lot.
Watch again this year, actually, with a friend.
That was a good one.
All right, I think we wrapped up here for the night. Is there anything else we want to talk about? And did I miss the subject?
Not that I know of, no.
Is there any other cool movies we can talk about? Let's see here. Didn't watch that with you. It was like, The Astrologer. God, love to sit down and do a commentary of The Astrologer. Jesus Christ, I want to do what I really want to do is get a group together to do a riff of The Astrologer. Ooh, do you remember anything about Cobblestone?
I can't remember which one it is. You know what I mean? Like they're also
Like Way Bad Stone and
very
Cobblestone.
similar. Yeah,
they're both really good. How about Flesh and the Fiends? I know we talked about that. It was a couple weeks. It was like last month, 2 months ago now, actually. 2 months ago, almost to the day, actually. But we haven't talked about it in this show.
Well, you keep relying on my memory, and it's failing me. I don't remember that movie right now.
That is the Donald Pleasance one where they play Burke and Hare.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay, there we go.
You just gotta jog them a little bit.
Boom, there it is.
We watched The Caller that night too. Jesus.
A good out of Burke and Hare stories. Donald Pleasance definitely steals the show. I think I would say he's better than Christopher Lee in that role.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
As just half of Burke and Hare, he's still better than Christopher Lee. It's like, okay.
Well, Christopher Lee he's the doctor, so I mean it's a little different role, but yeah, I mean, I think he definitely steals the show. He's Donald Pleasance. I mean, we already knew he's an amazing actor. We love him in everything we see, but he's like I feel like he almost steals the show in Dracula also. But I mean, Frank Langella, he's just too much. He's too commanding of a performance, an actor.
I remember we watched the European cut, which has all the boobs intact. There's lots of boobs.
Oh,
in
right,
that
of Flesh and the Fiends. Yes, I was like, Dracula?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember boobs in Dracula. There probably were. Also, there's also The Caller. That's another one we should, like we noticed when we were watching The Caller, which is from 1987, that like this is like it's a movie that's basically a parable for abusive relationships. How oftentimes abusers will go enter the relationship willingly, over and over again. In a way, I mean, like, you remember The Caller? I'm assuming.
Nope.
It's the one we keep talking about. The fucking phone with the guy with his face. Can't remember his damn name. Dr. Sauron from Generations, Star Trek Generations. That's all I can think of.
Oh my god.
That's how my brain
No.
works. Blanking on his name. He is Loomis in the Rob Zombie films. That guy. Remember, he shows up. He's the I don't want to spoil it. The twist ending. There's a twist ending at the end. Remember, most of the movie's set in like the house of that lady. That then the guy's like shows up at her door, and it's all like, "Hey, my car broke down." And there's like this weird mental chess that's happening between them, and it feels weird, like you don't know what's going on. It's a mystery.
Okay. That one.
Because there is something else going on. It's multi-layered.
I just forgot that it was called The Collar. I don't know why.
I know, it's okay. I had to explain half the movie to you for you to remember.
This is just it. Like, for future episodes, we're going to have to talk about specifically the movies that we want to talk about so that I know what you're talking about. So half the episode isn't, I don't remember that movie. I don't remember that movie. I don't remember that movie.
Or we're just trying to remember actors' names to explain to you what movie we're talking about. Yeah, I mean...
Malcolm McDowell.
Jesus Christ, I couldn't... Thank you! Thank you! Dr. Sauron from Next Generation. Come on, I'm not wrong. Actually, wait, is that a different guy? Fuck, I might be thinking of two different people.
It's a Malcolm McDowell.
Is it? Okay.
This movie stars like two people. I think there are only two
people in the entire movie, correct. Malcolm McDowell and the lady. Whose name I can't remember either.
It is very strange in the way that Elise describes, but there's something about it like a Twilight Zone episode.
Oh, so strong. You get such strong Twilight Zone vibes from this. It's like there's something going on, but you just can't. It's not telling you what it is. So you're just like, what? We literally half the movie we're going, what's going on? There's something going on because the way things are framed, the way people are standing, the way things are like the mise en scene, the way things are laid out in the frame, like everything is like leading to this weird conflict between these two characters. And on the surface, it's two people talking about like. At first, like, oh, my car broke down. But there's more. From the very get-go, there's, like, this other layer that, knowing the fucking ending, going back through will be a interesting trip.
Yes. Why did they keep running into each other? What the hell is the relationship between these two people?
Right? Why is it acting like they know each other, kind of? Why is there, like, this aggression between them? And this undertone of just like aggression between the two, like there's a jostling happening about. But also,
why does it matter that she can run quickly? What is that?
Right? Yeah. Why is there a fucking knife in every shot? In every fucking room, there's like knives everywhere on the table, laying about, on the walls.
This is a highly underrated movie that I don't think many people have seen, but they definitely should.
It was really good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I bet on a rewatch I'll give it a higher rating. I feel like
I think it's
yeah,
possibly an 8 out of 10.
Ooh, I wouldn't argue with that. I would say it's there's not many movies that can be carried by exactly two actors, I don't think. I mean, like there are a few with just one actor, but like I don't know, it's interesting. There's two characters. That's all it is. It's just it. It's the whole movie. The whole world around. It's interesting. I just noticed she goes to the store, and she is literally the only person around.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's the only person around.
We only see her like coming out of the store. We don't see her in the store. Yeah. We don't see.
I'm sure that would just pose more questions that early on in the movie. See here, Castle Freak, oh, Cub, wow, Cub was really good, Tourist Trap, I like that one a lot. What what do we got here? We got. I think. Let's see. Let's see if I find another movie here we can talk about. I feel like we should rewatch The Passing for this show at some point. 'Cause I feel like there's something there that I missed.
That movie is definitely strange.
Very.
Not in a bad way.
Not at all. I give it a 6 out of 10, but The Passing is from 1984. It's a very low budget sci-fi film. Regional made, of course, because I love regional filmmaking. Another one I gotta rewatch is Psychopath, because I don't remember anything about that fucking movie, other than it's a proto-slasher. Oh! Did you see that Mystery Science Theater launched a new Kickstarter?
No.
Yep, today they launched a new Kickstarter to start their own streaming, like, not streaming service, but their own theater, so people can, like, pay tickets to go see them live without having to leave their house. So they're gonna do live shows around the nation, but they're also gonna stream those live shows live to additional ticket holders.
What? How does that work? I'm confused.
You go to a regular theater, the movie plays and they talk about it, and then
Okay.
they take that audio and they pump it into a stream that you watch. That's the movie. So you can also do it at home.
Okay.
So you can be because not everybody can make it to every show. It basically opens up revenue for them. But their Kickstarter is at $1.666 million. That's so cool.
Yeah.
29 days ago, they need $2 million to make this happen. At $2 million, we'll get 3 new episodes plus the building of their Gizmoplex, which is their online streaming live stream thing. I think it's gonna be built off Twitch, but we'll see. There is at 3.3 million, which given that there's 29 days left, will easily make 3.3 million. I think they're gonna do 6 new episodes. Plus, they'll be able to develop apps for like all the devices out there, so you can stream from those apps. And then if they do 4 million, they'll do 9 episodes plus 12 months of live events. I hope that happens. And 5.5 million will be 12 new episodes, 12 new shorts, 12 months of live events, plus the Gizmoplex custom Gizmo app. I mean, like, that's fucking. I want this to happen. I wish I could back it, but I cannot currently. All right. So for $35, you can get 3 months pass to the Gizmoplex. I mean, I think there's going to be a per event thing that you have to pay normally. But, like, I can't afford that. I am not rich, unfortunately.
Sounds like a Fathom events kind of thing, you know?
Kind of, but, like, it's like... I mean, it's just like a private stream. That's all it is. Invite-only stream, essentially. And you invite people to your stream. With Zoom, I mean, like... I saw this movie, have you seen Messiah of Evil?
No.
Okay, so USC had a special screening. Oops, I'm too far back. Of this movie called Messiah of Evil. Let me see if I can find the date. This is a really good movie. I highly, highly recommend it. Unfortunately, the Blu-ray's out of print. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is, 1973. It is. I think it's because of like some music rights that it can't be released. Like keeps having release issues. But it's. I can't even describe the plot, but it's like. It feels kind of like Argento-esque, and there's like definitely a haunting and like. I don't know. But like Zoom, you can do these kind of things. Master Pancake Theater has been using Zoom as like a. Is it Zoom? Shit, I'm blanking. Whatever one the host is made on. What was the host? Was that Zoom? That was Zoom, right?
I don't know. Like,
no
matter what the the streaming thing you're talking about is, it's like we all know what you're talking about when you say
Right,
Zoom,
right.
you know?
It's made on that so they can talk about the movie and broadcast the movie to the people, and so you do that, and then you do whatever custom live stream thing you do, and they'll pay. You have to pay to enter. I mean, I think that's really cool. But yeah, so I did that stream. There was a panel discussion before and after the movie, like contextual for the movie. Then we watched the movie, and then it's then they talked about like the movie itself. But yeah, highly recommended. If I can get a good copy of that, we'll probably do an episode of that because that's totally up your alley. It's a good movie. Anyway, we have done our prerequisite 2 hours. Do you want to tell people where they can find you?
I have a website now called cinnamon.com. You can check out the whatever content I put up on there. Sometimes I put up a lot of content, sometimes not a lot. It's still in the early stages, so there's not yet, but whenever I feel like putting something up there
Got
and
a
have
couple
time,
articles up. They're good to read.
Yeah.
I'm working on an article right now. It's about 30% done. Yeah. You're also at Statman on Twitch. Are you going to continue doing Twitch?
Yeah, Statman on Twitch. I was thinking about actually maybe tomorrow. Well, actually I can't now because I have work to do. But maybe I still will regardless. Streaming on Twitch, I wanted to do some Tetris and the new Pac-Man game they have out. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
When you stream, I should be able to show up too. I have my own stream at 5 p.m. Pacific, but don't let me stop you from streaming. But maybe you'll still be live, and I'll be able to bring my viewers over. We usually get a couple dozen viewers over there too. So, anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. Tomorrow I'll be back 5 p.m. with Jocelyn, the Geek Corner on Twitch. We will be doing probably more movie talk. That's what I do, and I will see you then. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.